Hey, it's Zane. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Chili's here today to say hello. In today's video, I want to talk about why it's so important to be transitioning from the debt-based fiat system to a Bitcoin standard. One system is dying and another system is emerging. Bitcoin is designed to completely displace the fiat system. Now, what is fiat currency? Fiat currency is currency by decree. The word fiat means by decree. By decree is a Latin term which literally translates to because I said so. And so we are operating in a debt-based fiat system. In 1971, when the gold standard was severed by President Nixon in the US, since that time, inadvertently, every other country, including Australia, has been operating on a currency backed by nothing. No checks and balances. And the only reason why that currency still exists is because you and I have trusted it over a long period of time. We have held faith in it. And what happens with all fiat currencies eventually is that people lose faith in them. And that's why no fiat currency has ever survived forever. And so this is why many believe that we are at the end of a 50-year global monetary experiment, which went into overdrive in 1971. There's a lot more history to all of this, but essentially in our lifetime, certainly in my lifetime, I was born in 1972, we don't know any different. And so in 1971, when currency became backed by nothing, because up until that time it was backed in part by gold, so at least you could have confidence in it because it was backed by a tangible form of money. Been money for 5,000 years. This is what gold has been. But when that promise was broken, we've basically been operating on this debt-based Ponzi scheme for the last 50 odd years. And what we're now seeing is the implications of that. We're feeling it in our own life. And even if we've done really well out of the debt-based fiat system because we've held assets over a long period of time and those assets have tracked with the rate of monetary expansion, because that's all they ever do. If you look at real estate over the past 50 years, all that it's done is tracked with the rate of money expansion. And that's why people who have held on to their properties for 40 or 50 years, they think they've done really well, but all they really have done is just, in relative terms, maintain their lifestyle over a long period of time. And so here we are now. We're at a point now where people are starting to realize that this is unsustainable. The 100x opportunity that the baby boomers have experienced for real estate over 50 years, if they've managed to hold on to their properties, is no longer going to continue. And I know this because I've studied this at a very deep level. I've priced my own real estate in Bitcoin, and I know that it's actually plummeting when priced in hard money. And you can do this exercise for yourself and you'll see the absolute truth. I have real estate brokers, agents. I have property developers, high net worth individuals that I consult with every single day now who understand that what they're in is a Ponzi scheme. It's a casino. It's not sustainable. It's backed by debt, nothing tangible. And you don't need a lot to go wrong for the truth to be exposed. And the truth is gradually being exposed now because we have this emerging free market economy called Bitcoin, the world's first truly global free market. This is what Bitcoin is. It's a free market. It's an opportunity for you and I to say enough's enough. This is unsustainable, even if we've benefited from it. And I have benefited from inflation because as a holder of assets, the value of my assets in nominal terms has gone up. And so I've had that sense of, oh, you know, I've done better than most people on that basis. But when you start pricing those assets in a currency that is not fiat, that is not by decree, that is not because I said so, that is a currency that is absolutely incorruptible, fixed, finite, deflationary, inherently deflationary instead of inflationary, you see the truth. And that is that your house price should actually be falling. And it is falling, it's just that you're not pricing it in real money, you're pricing it in inflationary currency by decree. And so this is a realization you're eventually going to get to if you're not there already. And this is why we Bitcoin, because we start to price our life in something that is fixed, finite, incorruptible, based on integrity, truth, and rules, and nobody can change it. And unfortunately, the longer you stay in the fiat system, the more you notice that not only is it inflationary, and inflation and debt will continue to drive that system, but also there are lots of constraints that are starting to appear, right? In regards to taxation, in regards to property rights, in regards to a whole bunch of things that are based on rule changes to suit the system rather than to suit you. And so we're seeing this now. And so what you have to understand is that Bitcoin is an opportunity for you to opt out from all of that. When you are involved in a free market, you basically are walking away from a broken system. And I realize it doesn't happen overnight, and there is a transitionary period, and it's very difficult to detach your life fully from the fiat system, but you need to at least take one step. And the more you learn, the more you will take another step, and then you will take another step. And pretty soon what you're going to notice is that, hold on a minute, now that I'm pricing my life in something that cannot be corrupted, that cannot be debased, everything starts to shift. You start to notice the future and how your standard of living is going to improve immeasurably because you're now storing your economic energy in a system that has no rulers. It has rules, but no rulers. And this is such an important distinction that you have to come to in your own time. And so many people are dabbling in Bitcoin and they're pricing their life still in fiat dollars, and they're worried about, you know, market movements and how much, you know, Bitcoin's price might dip if they go and put $50,000 or $100,000 in it today. What if it drops by 10%? None of this is going to matter in 5 years from now. It's going to be an absolute drop in the ocean with where this is going to be. Bitcoin is volatile to the upside. It's volatile because it's an emerging asset. It's only 16 years old. Anything that is a teenager is volatile, believe me. I've raised teenagers, okay? And this is what Bitcoin is. It's an emerging asset class that is going into what is known as price discovery. 95% of the world is not here yet. So we still have global adoption ahead of us. We've got institutional money, we've got nation states, we've got governments all standing at the front door telegraphing that they're going to acquire Bitcoin because they know that it's the only asset on earth that has nobody in charge, so they can put their faith in it. So they, rather than weaponizing dollars and currencies, they can start putting Bitcoin onto their treasuries, or into their treasuries, so that they can now protect and preserve their financial energy and futures as well, and potentially pay down national debt. And this is where we are now. So it's a fascinating time, and I want you to just start to think differently. I want you to start thinking in Bitcoin terms, not fiat terms. Fiat is dying. It is a global monetary experiment that has failed. And if you doubt that, I want you to ask yourself, why is it that in the late 60s and early 70s, one family could survive on one income? They didn't have to worry about getting into the housing market. House prices were 2 to 3 times the average annual wage. And so a family could establish itself in a decent suburb, quarter-acre block, operate on one income. Typically, mum would take care of the kids at home, dad would go to work. I realise times have changed, but I'm saying financially, a family could function on one income, and they could do it without the stress and the anxiety and the hardship and the toil that people are feeling today. And people are feeling all of that stress and hardship and anxiety today because life's getting harder and they can't quite figure out why. They're working harder for a currency that is growing weaker. And that's the truth of the matter, but nobody's telling them that. And like I've said recently in other videos, this is the road to serfdom, the road to peasantry. And this is what's being created now, a two-tiered Hunger Games society where the very, very elite, the top 5%, are going to become exponentially wealthy, who are rich in assets and are continually going to benefit from currency debasement and inflation, and everybody else, the middle class, is going to do it tougher and tougher and tougher, and eventually they're going to sink to the bottom and there will be no middle class. Two-tier Hunger Games society. Everybody on the bottom will be dependent on the government. This is what they want. This is how they institute UBI, Universal Basic Income. This is how they control the populations of this world. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's the absolute truth, and this is what is coming. They centralize everything. Your financial life, your medical history, your social credit score, your carbon credits, your digital ID, everything. Everything becomes centralized. And when you get to that point, you have to ask yourself, how free are you? They start quarantining your political views. You can't say what you think anymore. Free speech is over, because if you step out of line, if you say something that doesn't agree with the narrative, they can switch off your bank account. And this is the new world. And so Bitcoin exists because of this. Because when you store your value in something that doesn't have any governance, then you can move forward with freedom and conviction and sovereignty and autonomy and separation from that system. And so it's so important to just understand that this is why Bitcoin exists. It's not just about number go up. It's not about whether Bitcoin's going to double, triple, quadruple, 10x in the next 5 years. It's going to do all of those things. But the true revolution of Bitcoin is the ability for you and I to take back control of our lives, to opt out of this broken system. And the sooner you do it, the better your life is going to be. And I can't make you do it. I can't convince you to do it. You can listen to 100 of my videos or a myriad of other podcasts out there, people saying the same thing. Ultimately, you have to take that step yourself. And when you take one step, you'll be encouraged to learn more. You'll develop more understanding of what this is, more confidence, more conviction. You'll learn about self-custody and the importance of that. And then you'll take another step. And this is why I always say, the best approach when you're getting started in Bitcoin is to start low and grow. Start low and grow. And if you have a 10 to 15 year time horizon when it comes to your retirement, as an example, most people I talk to on my one-on-one calls, that's what they're looking to do, set themselves up so that in the next 10 to 15 years, they have significant optionality in their financial life. And Bitcoin is the only asset that's going to give you that. It's the only asset that's going to enable you to be truly self-sovereign. And if you're paying attention to what's going on in this country and around the world, you'll know that that is going to be the new currency. Self-sovereignty is going to be the new currency. That is the only thing that is going to enable you to be free. Because if you have all your assets tied to the central control system, your super, your real estate, your stock portfolios, if all of those things are tied to that system, you really don't own anything, and you really don't have any control over whatever changes are made to the rules. You are at the whim of all of that. With Bitcoin, you don't have that. And you can continue to opt out, and if things become untenable in the jurisdiction where you live, guess what? You can pack up all your shit and you can go with your wealth in your back pocket, and nobody can stop you. So, you get to choose. Do you want to stay on the sinking, debt-based financial Titanic, the fiat system, where a handful of unelected officials are making financial decisions that are impacting your life and your loved ones and your friends? Do you want to stay in that system, or do you want to notice the signs, the red flags, the breeze shifting, and do you want to shift with it and start opting out and start learning about something that is here for a reason to make your life better, your family's life better, and your kids' life better? And this is why Bitcoin is a life raft, but you have to start your journey and you have to start learning about it. So, an off-the-cuff video today. I hope you got some value from that. My calendar, again, is filling up once again. I've had a lot of people book calls with me in the last few days. If you'd like to book a call with me, we can go through the next best steps for you, the simple next best steps based on your journey, whether you're just starting, whether you're already in Bitcoin and looking to take things to the next level in terms of strategy, in terms of self-custody, security. If you're looking to set up a Bitcoin-friendly retirement plan and to roll over an underperforming industry super fund, which is pretty much what everybody has, into a Bitcoin-friendly self-managed super fund so that you can start planning a financial future for yourself and retirement that is going to do the heavy lifting for you. If you need help with any of that, you need to book a call with me, and I'll look forward to meeting you on Zoom, and I know you'll get tremendous value from that. Anyway, I want to leave it there today. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you got value, some insight. Please share your comments in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is Zane signing out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.